All right, now that you have your offer set, one of the most important pieces is delivering to your clients so you can get testimonials, you can have amazing results for your people, and hopefully have some returning customers. Now, within your business, I want to talk to you about what it is like. I mentioned over delivering previously. I want to talk to you about what it means to over deliver for your clients, how you are making sure that you have happy customers, because you want to make sure that you are delivering for them exactly what they think they're going to get. And it takes a little trial and error, but you want to make sure that you're clear about that. The next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are tracking their progress. We want to see, if you are wanting to do this, I think it's helpful for there to be a visual so that people can actually see their results going up as they work with you. And we'll talk about how to do that, along with gathering feedback. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect. I would love to hear your feedback. I'll provide you with lots of ways that you can do that throughout my program. And there's always things that maybe you didn't think of that you want to improve. Now, you always want to look at that as through the lens of a CEO, and you want to be like, okay, is this something that I want to continue? But we're going to talk about how to gather that feedback. Then the next thing that you're going to do is collect testimonials. Some of you that might be coming to me now have gotten my testimonial template. It is something that I'm using to bring people in and share with you something that's really important, and just understanding how you can build trust with your people and credibility. Along with, we are eventually going to be talking about how to get those offers out there. So within this, when you're thinking about over delivering on creating results, you want to make sure that you are hitting one of three categories: time, money, and energy. Those are the things that people are looking to gather and create within using a program or a system. The reason why they are investing in a system-based business. So you want to make sure that when you're thinking about those things, you want to make sure that you're focusing on intangible and sometimes tangible results that you can guarantee. Like I mentioned in the offer module, when you are creating something that is intangible, it's easier to talk about creating that over and over again. Teaching someone how to manage their time, create confidence, all of those things are things that someone can internally gauge. I am more of this quality that I desire. That is the kind of things that I want you to be focusing on, and then we can get to tangible results as you gain experience and working with people. And even within this program, I want you to know that when you're signing up for this, you are guaranteed that you are going to learn what the systems are, not necessarily that you're going to hit 6 figures. So that is a really important piece of it. You want to make sure that you are developing intellectual property, which we're going to talk about in the teaching module, but you want to make sure that you are developing intellectual property that you can become known for in your industry. So for instance, when we're thinking about gaining that name recognition and likeness, you want to think about programs like 2K or 90 days to get over your ex or lose the last 10 pounds. Those are things that people can associate with you that you are delivering for your clients. Now within that, how can you guarantee something that you can't touch? How can you actually create that experience for your clients? Now, when we are thinking about getting feedback, that is something that's general to everybody. It's great to be getting feedback, to be like, oh, I thought that I was getting this, and now I actually got this. I really appreciate this, but maybe that could be cleared up in my messaging. So you'll have a form to create that, and you're also going to be tracking your client's progress. Now, regardless of, even if you work with someone for a month, it's important to see that every single time that they meet with you, they are seeing improvement. And that's why your current customers will leave joyfully and sing your praises, hopefully, to their people, or just experience that positivity in their life. That's worth everything in the world. But eventually, maybe they'll even give you testimonials or be returning customers. It's extremely valuable when you are thinking about tracking their progress. So, within feedback, I have a sample form here for you. Now, the tricky thing about Google Classroom and Google Forms is you can't copy folders and you can't copy, what is this, a Google form. That's the tricky thing about Google Drive. So unfortunately, I can't physically make this form for you and just like give it to you. You're gonna have to make that yourself. However, I think that the best way to go about that is by thinking about like, where are you now on a scale of 1 to 10? How satisfied are you with the program overall? What's working? Is there anything that could use improvement? And do you have anything that you want to share with me about doing differently? And then they can also give additional feedback. Those are just quick ways to do it. I recommend Google Forms because if everything's already on Google, it's probably a lot easier. And that's what, if you're in my group, you'll be using that for progress tracking as well. That's how your form is going to come in, and we'll be tracking your results there. And we also will talk about like how to make that Google form. I'm going to have a separate video for that I did on my computer so you can see it in real time. Now within this, you are also going to be tracking progress. And this is one of the things that we might have even talked about if I'm still doing consults when you're watching this. On my consult, I love sharing this because people can see, oh, your clients get results. People, when they work with you, they improve. And you can see this. So every single time, I want you to imagine how different it would be if you go to your client and at the very end of every session, it's popping up, oh, I got results. Megan is making me feel less burnt out. Oh my gosh, in December, I was feeling really burnt out. Look at where I am now. Oh, this is like a totally different degree. And the interesting thing is what happens if you work with people for multiple rounds, they're like, oh, what would be a 1 for being the worst and 10 being the best has shifted. Now, my new 10, it's like their numbers might go lower, but because they've changed as people and they've already up-leveled to the next version of themselves, so then they will be experiencing a different level of these same 1 through 10 categories. One of the reasons why this is very important for the pillars is that is what you are going to be marketing. So when people like see your business, they'll be like, she helps people with burnout. Then when you are selling to them, you'll be like, I help you with burnout, here's how. And they're going to tell you exactly where they are and where to grow. And then when you coach them, they'll be like, I can see how coaching with Megan, for that's being my example, it makes me feel less burnt out every time. You're going, and that when you have something like this, it really builds the trust and seeing evidence that their lives are improving within your program. So, one of the things that I find very interesting is the importance of testimonials. And I harp on this a lot. So if you've heard about this before, you're going to hear it again because testimonials are awesome in everything. 72, these are a couple of studies that I've looked up, and it says that 72% of people, consumers, say that positive reviews and testimonials build trust more. 72%. So I want you to think about, of the people who are maybe in your audience, we'll talk about that as we market, but like people who are following you. And let's say you have 10 followers, 10 people who are following you and are interested in your program. Let's say you even have 10 followers. If seven of those 10 see a positive review, they will buy from you. Ridiculous. But it's that next level of trust within you. The other thing is that 88% of people need to see an online review and they trust it as much as a friend being like, you have to work with this person, they are amazing. 88%. So that's why these things are really, really important. I'm taking a quick squig here. So if you already have this testimonial document, great. If not, it's in the pillars and in the modules. And what you're going to do is, I found that video is really helpful. So there are 3 ways that you'll see testimonials. You'll see people who are just posting an anonymous testimonial, like, they did great. Then you'll see people with a face and a name, maybe even a last name, and then you'll see the words that they did, and then you see a video. From what I have found and the research that I've done, video is amazing. It is like the thing people are like, I can see John, and they're like, I see John, and he's really getting results. And so I want to work with you because I saw John got improvement, and he talked about it. I heard his voice. He sounds like me. His problems sound like mine. I think Megan could help me too. The other way is that, so I would recommend asking your clients for video testimonial. Now let's say that you are just starting out and you are just making your program right now, and you've only worked with people for free, definitely haven't worked with people for a full length of your program. That still counts as a testimonial. When you were first starting out, I had peers that I had coached like just in passing, and I was like, hey, could you give me a testimonial? And they were like, sure, of course. That is still just as valuable because you did create a positive impact in their life. It doesn't have to necessarily be in the program. And that's a way that you can gather and foster and build trust and credibility with your people. Now, if you are doing something, let's say you're helping people in a niche that they might not feel comfortable sharing their face or their name with you, that is another really great way to do it. So both of the ways that I have the testimonial set up, the first way is the video, and I prefer to get a video that lasts no more than 90 seconds because currently, I'm not sure if Reels is going to change, but that's all it allows. And so I would recommend getting 90-second at most testimonials for your clients. However, if you can do face and words, there's prompt for that, and you can also do words and graphic. Now, what I have done, and I'll do another one, I have a client that I'll do an example of more recently that I can link in here, but I had a client that gave me the written one, still sent me a headshot, and allowed me to use her name and likeness. And so what I did is I just talked about her results. I just read it, and I made a video as well, and that was still really, really valuable for people because her results were incredible, and it was worth sharing. So, again, focusing on progress, not perfection. And I just want to let you guys know, I am so proud of you. You officially finished your first module, your first essential of the 6-figure systems. Already, 1 of 6, check, you're good. So I want you to keep going with the next modules, knowing that you can do this. I know it's a lot of information fast, but trust me, as you hear it more, it will sink in, and you've got this.